8 minutes past 2. It's busy in my room. Yeah. I think by the forecast, the winds are actually meant to lighten up, but they do change direction, so that could be interesting. I mean, it's definitely becoming more consistent. See if there's any more trees in the tree line. I can't see more gaps. I mean, that tree there next door's above my room really was creaking. They said that tree wouldn't fall down in the next 100 years in 2020. Unless there's a monster storm. Like with the current climate and the way it's meant to go and everything, it shouldn't fall down for the next 100 years, so... I don't think we're going to get any more decent gusts, because it was actually lowered in the wind speed. It's now down to 45 apparently. Funny looking 45, especially at times, but yeah, surprised this Budley hasn't actually shedded any of its, but actually to be fair, it is protected from like all angles. But everything beneath it's dead because it's protected then. I mean, these trees have got a bit of a lesson. You either get protected by the trees, so you don't snap, or you get covered by the trees and die. So Budleyers are very, very weak in our area. Most Budleyers I know of in the area have come down. So there hasn't been too... Oh, pigeon, hello. Hasn't really been too much going on. Just a couple crashes, one lorry into a tree on top of whatever. Quite a few trees down, 1.5 or 1.6 thousand, or 1,552 to be exact, houses without power. That was about an hour ago. I was just busy in my room, just doing bits and bobs. Dark clouds coming, that'll be for the rain forecast later. I haven't actually seen any visible damage to these trees. Yeah, I think the wind is really starting to die down now, which is a shame. We should really be at 78, 79 by now, but I would say we're probably still in the 50s, possibly. We're definitely not in the 40s. We're at least in the 50s on the big gusts. But we'll wait for the biggest gust from 2 till 3 to arrive, and I'll be able to tell if it is or if it's not. This gust here is probably around 50 miles per hour. That one, about 50, low 50s, mid 50s. That one was probably a 60. Probably a high 50s, that one. I guess. Probably possibly low 60s. Unlikely though. Oh my days, there's a big branch hanging out of that tree up there. See if we can catch it. I don't really see it, but there's a big branch of that tree in the middle. That, why have you not shrunk them here? That is literally hanging out. Oh, I can't see the pines down the road. That's probably a 78, 79. I would say that is. I'm pretty happy that we've still got those wins. It's just the forecast is wrong. Yeah, that's definitely a high 60, low 70, that one. I would probably go high 60s, so probably 66, 67 miles per hour. we should be getting around 78, 81 this time, pushing 90 in exposed areas or areas with lots of hills, which is us. We don't really have any exposed areas because it's either buildings or trees. On top of the hills is exposed, so you probably get 90 miles up there. But here, I mean, yeah, we're probably looking 70, 75 miles per hour, which is probably what we're starting to see, because you can see the winds are starting to increase more frequently in strength now. So we'll let this roll on for a little while, and then we'll come back and see. I think after this we're probably going to do a damage video before the end of the day, before people come out from their showers and help tidy up, just so we can get everything. It's either a 2-hour cycle or a 30, 45 minute hour drive up to the other bit. Well, I probably won't cycle in this. All the paths are probably going to be blocked, and I don't own chainsaws, so. Shut that window a little bit so we can get a better view. That's a snap. It's one of those rotten trees just flicking around. Wait, what? We're missing one. Used to be one in that gap there. Oh, what? I have another tree down. That one there. So I can point. Where's my finger in here? There. It's a large tree. That one was probably from the floor, because I think it's the other side of the wall. It's 3 foot wall, 3, 6, 9, 12, probably like a 15, 16 foot tree. That's come down. You can see it a bit clearer now, all the vegetation moving. When the vegetation moves again, we'll have another look. There's 2 down, but one of those was from the last storm. I didn't think those trees would go. Because when I was up inspecting the other one that came down, they were pretty solid. I could hold on to them. I could physically hold on to them so I wouldn't trip over the fence. They weren't like the one which has come down, which is flimsy. You touch it, it might snap in half. It wasn't as dead as that. So I don't know why that's come down. Apart from taking the dogs out every couple of hours, I've just been stuck indoors all my bloody days. That's a spider and a half. Oh, that's scary. I've just been stuck indoors. I went out, just out the back into the woods. There's a considerable amount of damage, but nothing spectacular. That kind of contradicts each other. There is damage, but there's nothing big. There's a lot of damage, but not big trees or anything. Why am I still zoomed in? So yeah, that was unexpected. That's actually really surprising. I was only saying earlier how I thought that one was going to come down because it was tilting forward. But I guess we had a gust that threw it back the other way, and I can't really tell, but it might have. It hasn't completely split, otherwise it would have fallen on the floor. But yeah, that's interesting. But I mean, it's dying. The top half of the tree's dead. The bottom, I think, is half dead. It's the middle, which is... Whoa. That was a gust. Woo. This is 78 miles, 79 mile an hour winds. Well, I heard a few cracks when I was talking, so you won't be able to hear those because my voice on the phone is more important than anything else. But those rotten trees inside are swaying. It's the one behind... There's a big rotten one in the middle of the screen. To the left of that, there's a rotten one, and it's swaying a lot. But not in the wind when it gets hit by other trees. So that one should be okay because it's in the middle. It would have to deteriorate quite a bit, and then when all the leaves die on the trees, that one will probably come down. A bit, my guess. But it looks like this one's about to come down as well. This one's leaning quite far forward. So that could come down. It's leaning very forward compared to earlier. Earlier it was upright. It's probably leaning at a 20-degree angle at the moment. Yeah. Oh, branch snap. So maybe I missed that one coming down. Maybe I was talking when it snaps and I didn't hear it. Because there wasn't really any big gusts when I was in my room. It was kind of this sort of wind. Oh, there's another branch hanging out the tree. Come on, focus. That one there. There's one just behind those trees hanging out. It's probably 2 meters, 3 meters long. Probably a diameter of 3.5 centimeters, possibly, from what I can tell. G-bird. There's a branch missing from there. Don't know if you can see that. Center of the screen, that branch there, it's got a white lighter mark on it. That's a sign there's a branch missing from there. And that's in the middle of all these trees. Imagine the trees that are just stood by themselves. One of the biggest attractions in this area is shut. We have a lot of gardens down here, and not in this area, just in the county. And some of those are shut because the storm deteriorated from its predictions so much, and the winds nearly doubled on some areas. The city of the county was predicted, I think it was 39 mile an hour winds, 45 peak. They've gone up to 67, I think. Yeah. All the major events there have been cancelled. Just eating some food. Some big branches on the floor now. Or big ones. That's quite a thick one. That's probably got a diameter of 3 centimetres. And when you start getting those come off, it's one of the rotten trees. So you know it's not strong, but I mean, you've got all the furniture on the floor. All the fans are finished coming down now. I did notice that when I was in my room earlier. It was a shame. I did notice some of that budlier actually on the back path has come down. But to be fair, our bit of the property is actually pretty good. It's not actually that badly damaged. I think it's because it's got all these tall trees and there's no real way for the wind to get in, make it a wind tunnel. Unlike this bit of the house, it's a wind tunnel and it just shreds underneath where all the dead twigs are. It just shreds them all, it collects them all and throws them everywhere because it then vortexes around the garden. Woo! These trees look quite damaged now, so that one does. That branch looks damaged because it's not bending back up to where it used to be. I jinxed the budlier. There's a bit in there. It used to be there. It's just fallen off the side. That's gone now. This is a big storm, to be fair. For summer, it's a massive storm, but Personally, I don't think it's that big. It's just Eunice, and the freak tornado we had was bad. We had thunder and lightning in February. So, can't wait for El Nino to come. That would be amazing. Apart from the heat wave, the 4-week blizzard, negative 39, 45, on the opposite ends. There is 84-degree difference, low storage. Oops, I better shut this off. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and if you see you next time. El Nino will bring some big storms as well. That will be good. Way worse than this.